Buongiorno, really buongiorno. It's really early. It is 6:40, 6:35. My stupid watch decided it wanted to have a new watch face. Now it thinks I'm talking to it. So I can't tell the time. It was digital before, and it had the weather and the date. Anyway, it's early morning here. I'm at the station in Bologna. I'm going to Ravenna today. So I just found my platform. Lights just came on. And I also found there's another train, 6:50. My train's at 6:59. I have to make a change. The other one looks like it's direct. I don't know why I couldn't take that one. Anyway, so Ravenna to see the mosaics. And it's on the coast. So maybe we'll get some sea views and maybe some seafood. Not my favorite, but I just turned the lights off. All right, so I'm just waiting for my train to show up. I have breakfast. I made a sandwich and I have a half a bottle of water. All right, see you on the train. Alright, so this is my, whoops, is that my train? No. Maybe it is. So Rimini 17437. So you have the train number, you have all the stops, Faenza, yeah, that's where I'm going. Alright, it's my train. There's also an upper deck. So I don't know what kind of train this is. A regional? It's a tipper. I don't know what that is. So what I'm going to do is check my ticket when we depart to see if I need to check in to validate it. I'll let you know. Actually, I just looked at it. So it tells me the platform. That's nice. So it says the validation is automatic and occurs at the time of departure of the train, which is an important detail. Because if the train's late, your ticket will still validate itself. And also, I said it before, if you want to make changes, you can. So you can change the time up to 5 minutes before the train, the scheduled departure time. So I did look to see if I could change to that 6:50 train. I wasn't able to do that, but I could change the time. Let's say you want to go later, you're running late, you want to catch the next train, you can change to a later train as long as it's more than 5 minutes before the scheduled departure time. We say scheduled here in Italy because departure time and scheduled time are not always the same thing. Alright, so I have to change here. The train got really crowded. A lot of students. So I'm in Faenza and I'm going to change to a train to Ravenna. Platform 5. Oh, I'm on the right platform. Okay. So I'll just stay here. Japan could really learn from the clarity of labeling here. And Italy could learn how to get the trains to run on time, but I really appreciate that every stop is listed. Also, you can follow it on the app, so there's no guessing if you're on the right train or not.
The train will arrive in Ravenna. Train failure tipper wishes you a pleasant journey.
really is amazing how much agricultural space there is here in Italy. So you can see just the richness of this valley that we're in. I don't know if these are wine, these are grapes. They kind of look like grapes. Bought this whole trip. It's just been through these fields and we're surrounded by mountains. So I think this is called the Po Valley, but I'm not sure where we are because now we're headed towards the coast. But anyway, this is why the food in Bologna is so rich. All right, we're here, Ravenna. It's not what I was expecting the station to look like, but first thing you walk out of the station, cigarettes. Swear to God. All right, so I think I'm just going this way. I don't know. Following the map, you know what that means. I'll be cursing a lot before I go to church. It really should be better marked, no? Italian hotels, but so first place I'm going to is a mausoleum and then a baptistry. Those are the two that I have specific entry times, little 5-minute windows, and then 2 basilicas. And the basilicas I can go anytime. So now let me check my map, make sure I'm going in the right direction. Amazingly, yes, I'm going in the right direction and the arrow is pointing in the direction that I'm going. I keep forgetting to look for a YouTube video on how to understand Google Maps because I tell you, it's not always logical. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about Ravenna. Ravenna was the seat of the Western Roman Empire in like 400 something, 476. After the fall of the Roman Empire in Rome, well, actually the fall of Rome, it was much easier to protect because it's on the sea. And then it became, oh, I just got a note to turn here. Then it became the seat of the Eastern Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire. It's all very confusing to me. Byzantine and, well, Roman I understand, but Byzantine was from Constantinople, which apparently was called Byzantium or something like that before it was Constantinople. Oh my God, it's so confusing. I went to Catholic school. Why didn't they teach us this stuff? I remember learning about Constantinople, but I think I'm getting notifications on my phone telling me turn right, turn left. Oh, and there's a sign that says Monumenti. So ChatGPT was a little annoying with these explanations. It kept repeating stuff. So I got it. He repeated that 1,000 times. So it is a very important place historically and also artistically, which is why we studied about it in art history when I was sleeping in the back of the room. Because it's a real transitional, the art here is a transitional period between Roman art, which is classical, and then Byzantine art, which is Byzantine, Middle Ages. So we will see some of the mosaics or depth, rounding on the Roman period, and then it becomes flatter, more frontal, facing, big eyes. So what we kind of call Byzantine art. Anyway, it's supposed to be really beautiful. You know, I saw the mosaics in Sicily, in Palermo, And then outside of Palermo, I forget the place I went to. Really amazing. So I'm going to 4 different monuments today. And they're supposedly really well preserved and just really stunning. So fun. It's a fun day trip. It's cold. It's cloudy. I think I'm on the coast now. And then I was just trying to make a reservation for lunch. So I asked Claude for some recommendations, gave me 3 places and said, I recommend the first 2. I said, actually, the third one sounds more interesting. So the third one is a trattoria where they just kind of serve the food out of pans and you just basically take what they're serving. That sounds like so much fun. So I just tried to make a reservation on WhatsApp and I got a message, automated message back from them saying you have to call between 10 and 12. So I don't know, I'm going to reevaluate that decision. All right. Let me check my map. So this is the Battista, San Giovanni Battista, but it's not telling me the mausoleum. Could the mausoleum be at the church? There were 2 that were right next to each other. So the mausoleum, my entry is from 9 to 9:05. The baptistry, my entry is from 9:30 to 9:35, and it's a 15-minute walk. So Claude was saying, go to the mausoleum. All right, I'm going to these 2. Go to the mausoleum, and then go to the church, and then go to the baptistry. And I said, but that only gives me 15 minutes to do 2. So I have to go to the mausoleum, go to the baptistry, then I'm going to be going back again to the church later. I see something ahead here. It's leaning, it looks very old. Yeah, okay, so the mausoleum is next to San Vitale. So just follow the signs. It's a pretty straight route from here. So here's a leaning tower. I don't know why everybody goes to Pisa to see that stupid tower. There's really nothing else there, is there? And my cousin went to Pisa. There was a group of them. They had a car. They had all their luggage in the car. While they're at the Leaning Tower, everything got stolen. All their clothes, everything. So that's why you don't go to these super touristy places. You could just stand here and do that stupid photo where you're acting like you're holding the tower up. And look, we got a laundry truck. How Italian can that be? How much more Italian could that be? Oh, here's a covered market. Ah, it's cold. I don't know what that is. Here's a covered market. I think that would make a place to eat too. A lot of restaurants here. So we are in Romagna. This is the region is Emilia-Romagna. So Bologna is in Emilia, and Ravenna is in Romagna. And And I don't know why it's two provinces in one, so don't ask me. Look it up. The map is working so clearly today. It's almost like I dreamt the horrors of the past few months of trying to figure out, oh, wait a minute, which direction am I supposed to go? Is it because it's a small place? It's well charted or what? But the arrow is pointing in the direction that I'm going. I get notifications on my phone, so now I just got a note saying turn right onto Via Pier Trasversari, right here. I can look at the map and I can see where I'm going. And it's 8:53, perfect timing. I'm almost there. Turn left onto Via Gaetano Monti. Okay, here. And I see some old people, so this must be it. Because who else is here? First thing I'm like, why are people wearing shorts? It's freezing. So this must be it. So I guess that's the church and the mausoleum. Let's see. It's bookshop. Oh, Dante is buried here too. But I don't know, that doesn't look like the entrance. Is that the mausoleum there? All right, so tickets that way. There's the bus. Ah, okay, there's the sign. Basilica and Mausoleo. Ingresso con biglietto. Entrance with ticket. Okay. So now that I'm here, the church is right there. I'm thinking I might just pop in briefly, and then if I want to come back, I can come back. But if I don't want to come back, then I don't have to. So I think the mausoleum is really small. So maybe 5 minutes in there, 10 minutes in the church, and then a 15-minute walk to the baptistry. And then I have one more basilica, and then I can wander around. I can see Dante's grave. There are a couple other things I think that I can see that don't require a ticket. I can stop somewhere and get a coffee. It's really cold. I don't know why these people aren't standing in line. They look confused. All right, so she just told me to wait, and then everybody else just went ahead. Oh my God. There's a group and singoli. I don't know what the hell they're doing. So they told me to wait. I was first in line, told me to wait, and then everybody else just walked past. Didn't even have their tickets checked. What kind of a system is this? I'm going to go to the Basilica, get this out of the way before these people come in. It's a really small space, but great, just a few people. So 9 to 9:05. I don't know if the next entrance was from 9:05, but I think it was like later, 15-minute intervals. You can see when you're buying the tickets how many tickets are left. So I think the total was 20. And when I was looking at it, there were 12 available. And then I tried to buy one and it wouldn't let me. And then I looked again, it was 11. And I think the -1 was the ticket that I still had sitting in my cart. All right, let's check out this basilica. All right, they're restoring the marble. Wow. Wow. Oh, beautiful. Oh my God, this is gorgeous. So here are the mosaics, but I think all this painting is probably later. Just stunning. All right, one final look here. Oh, it's just beautiful. I had it all to myself. Before the Germans arrive, here they come. The Germans are coming. All right, I don't know if I go out this way, but I'm going to try it. Look, I'm glowing. All right, is there possibly a sign directing me to the next place? Exit, bookshop. All right, good. So I have enough time to get to the baptistry. All right, so now the map is up to its old tricks. Here's a sign, arrow. The arrow is pointing this way, but I'm walking this way, and the little dotted line is going this way. So it doesn't make any sense, but she said go this way and then to the left. Let me check. I asked in English, in Italian. She answered me in English. Not very well. All right, so I'm looking for Via Massimo somebody. And then I turn left. All right, this is the street I'm supposed to turn on. So there are also some mosaics on the ground, I guess. I don't know. Let me check my map and make sure that was the right turn. So I'm going to Piazza John Fitzgerald Kennedy. What do you think of that? I see a lot of American president names. No, you know who. He's not named here anywhere. But Kennedy, Eisenhower, well, Roosevelt, I think I've seen. Look at that. Oh, here's a bakery. I'm kind of getting hungry. I had a sandwich, but I threw it away. I come back for a cappuccino. So I've done two already. I don't need to go back to that church. Mausoleum was beautiful, but it was just too small for all those people. And they were a little big. They were fine. But yeah, I have a limited attention span. I got some photos, I got some videos, that's enough. And got the church, one basilica done. Baptistry is the only timed thing, so I can do that. Get some coffee, a nice pastry, go to the second church, and then just kind of hang around and figure out what I'm going to do for lunch. I don't know if this is Piazza John F. Kennedy here. Piazza John F. Kennedy. I think it's here. She said something about the Duomo. Okay. So maybe there's another church here. It's not one of the monuments of that pretty tower. The streets here are very irregular. I just twisted my foot twice. All right, I think this is it. And it's 9:20. So I have 10 minutes. Are they gonna let me in? Let's see here. Battistero Neoniano. All right, well, that's helpful, but I guess is this it? And can I just walk in? So this is the baptism font. Adults were baptized, not children. So the shape is octagonal. Has some meaning, 7 days of the week, and then the 8th day is eternal life or something like that. And I don't know if those are the apostles up there. windows are alabaster. All right, I just checked my notes. So up there we have Jesus being baptized by John the Baptist. But if you look over to the side next to Jesus, who's that guy? It's the river god. So that's a pagan symbol. So this is really, really early Christianity. So they were still using symbolism from the ancient Roman religions. So interesting. I mean, this is so old. It survived all this time. I don't know what all this other stuff is. There's some chairs, some books. I just can't believe the skill it took to make this. Well, that was nice. It's very quiet. People were behaving. So this is the Cappella di San Andrea, Cattedra d'Avorio. Let's check it out. I like it. I like that it's not crowded. Can you imagine in the summer? Well, they have limited numbers of people that they let enter. So max would be 20 people, but some people just don't know how to act. So those people that were there were 4 other people. They were very nice, quiet. But it's just nice to sit there. Just sit there and look at it. And, you know, I was leaning my head back. I don't know if I need another ticket. So this museum and Archiepiscopal Chapel. I wonder if this is the one I couldn't get a ticket for. Oh yeah, so the 5 monuments was the museum and the Chapel of San Andrea. I couldn't get a ticket. I'm gonna look at the bookshop. All right, I just came into the cathedral. I don't know if this is also, I need a ticket, but nobody's paying attention. I don't think this is one of the monuments. I don't see mosaics here. Yeah, it's kind of a letdown after all that other stuff. There's a mass going on. All right, well, it's fun. Now, let me see. I have a lot of time to kill now. So it is now 9:40. I made a reservation for lunch at this place by the station. So let me see the next place. Actually, I wanted to see if I could find a restroom in here. If not, I'll just go to a bar. Oh, here come the Germans from the other place. Here's a sign. Basilica San Vitale, that's where, no, I already went. Piazza Centrale, I could go that way. Chiesa di Santa Giustina, Piazza della Resistenza. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. The fourth place. Let me check. All right. Santo Apollinare Nuovo is the other basilica. It's this way. So I'm going to walk towards that and then see if I can find coffee and a pastry first. And then, yeah, just hang out at the basilica. There's a train at 12:43. I don't know if that's cutting it close for lunch. Oh, 12:43. It's every hour, 12:43, 1:43. So I'll just book my ticket when I'm ready for lunch, or when I'm ready to finish lunch and go back. That's it. Ravenna. It was really easy to get here. Really beautiful. Totally worth it. Here's an old palazzo. Palazzo Vitelloni. That's a modest little home. The cafe. Let's see what they have. Caffè Belli. Wow, I like it. They have the usual cornetto sandwiches. That other place that I passed before had better looking pastries. I want a pasticceria. I don't want someplace that gets the pastries trucked in every morning. So slightly newer style. Kind of looks a little 40-ish with that rounded window. 40s, 50s maybe? Yeah, it must be post-war. Got some interesting architecture here. There's Palazzo della Provincia. Provincial palace, like government office. All right, we got a caffetteria here. There's a bar over there. Yeah, I don't know what they have here. There's a restaurant. All right, I can't see inside. It's not a bakery, so I'm not going to stop. All right, I guess this is it. Could it be? I don't see an entrance. This place is deserted. I love it. San Salvatore a Calci. No, this is not it. But maybe it's up there. I'm close. It's really pretty. We got a big group here. Let's see how many people are smoking.
vi aspetto. Sta presa adesso.
Is this it? Look at the tower. See, you don't have to go to Pisa. There are towers everywhere. It's kind of leaning. She said bingo. Wow. Look at this one. So here you get the flattening. You see how they're all facing forward. They're very flat. We don't have feeling of roundness or depth. They're just on this gold background. So this is classic Byzantine. I love it though. That ceiling. I don't know who all these guys are. A lot of them. Oh, look at the ladies over here. It's segregated. And there's another row of people up there. Who are those? Are those the three kings? Yeah, Balthazar, Melchior, and Gaspar. And this is very Baroque in here. So which one was your favorite? I think I like the baptistry. It was really beautiful. And that first church. This one's interesting. I don't like the flatness and the order and all these people. But really, the whole thing is just stunning. There's so few people here. Everybody's getting pickpocketed in Venice. Oh, we got a school trip. All right, Uscita here. Let's look at this little chapel first. Love it. Well, let us look because the light from here behind the columns is really nice. Oh, we got some big groups coming in. They're so well behaved. I don't know about these tweens, though. All right, we're leaving just in time. Oh, wow. We got a little cloister. Oh, toilets. Perfect. Oh, this is nice. Oh, it smells so fresh. All right, well, that was good. Restroom. And Claude found me a bakery. The Tre Sorelle, the Three Sisters. It's gotta be good if it's Three Sisters. Here's the sign. So pretty. A building with the green shutters. All right, I think it's probably up here, yeah. Pasticceria, cafeteria, gelateria. It's busy. Yeah, this is what we want. All right, so I got a nice, beautiful cappuccino and maritozzo, which is a kind of a, I thought it was bready. Yeah, it's a kind of a bread. Not super sweet bread, filled with cream. A little chocolate medallion here. I like this place. It reminds me of an old diner, like Horn and Hard Arts or something. A lot of Germans here today. My hair, it's windy. It's really good. Kind of like a very light cream donut. The bread is baked. It's kind of like a light brioche. Oh, there's custard cream in it too. This would be for breakfast. That little bit of custard cream at the back is really nice. It's cold here at the coast. Oh, so update on lunch. So I originally was going to go to this place called Il Rustichello, something like that. They just serve food out of pans. Like the menu, whatever they have, menu of the day. So I looked at their website. Claude told me to go to The Fork, which is an app, to make a reservation. It wasn't on The Fork. So he said, go to the website, which I did. And then they said you can contact us by WhatsApp to make a reservation, which I did. I got an automated response saying call between 10 and 12. I wasn't going to call. So then I went with the second choice near the station, which was on The Fork. So I made a reservation for noon. But then the first place just wrote me and said, sure. I mean, I wrote them. I said, can I make a reservation for noon for 1? So they just wrote me back and said, yeah, sure. See you then. So I canceled my other reservation. So now I don't know where I have to go, but I'll figure it out. It's going to be fun. All right, so we had a new fresh hell here on Google Maps. So I first I'm going to Dante's tomb, and then Piazza del Popolo, People's Piazza, and then to the restaurant. So I just entered all these places into Google Maps, kind of played with the order a little bit, which one made sense first. So Dante's tomb makes sense first. And then I press start, and I got a little arrow with no dots showing me the direction. Just the arrow floating in space. So I had to push something called next stop. I swear to God. There's Piazza del Popolo. All right, so Claude helped me figure out the menu. It's not what I thought. I thought it was just going to be whatever they have of the day, and it might be. It might be a different menu every day, but they actually had a printed menu somebody put on line. I guess it was on Google. So from that menu, we chose radicchio as a starter with pieces of bread, and then a soup that has bread, kind of pasta made from bread. I think it's Cappelletti is the pasta. Claude recommended rabbit, and I really would like to try rabbit, but I can't do a pasta and a meat. So I don't know. Let's see what they have. Maybe I'll skip the pasta and just have rabbit. Soup and rabbit. What do you think, viewer? Little bunny. I've heard it's good. So this is Teatro Alighieri, Dante's Theater. I don't know what that is. That's not his tomb, is it? Is that Dante? Let's go take a look. Oh, we're walking straight. There are a lot of Germans here today. Oh, that's Garibaldi. Was he born in Ravenna? Ugh, it's windy, it's cold. Pretty. All right, it's very well marked. Di Dante. That must be it. There's his house. Guess he's waiting for him to rise from the dead. Okay, thank you. People are so weird. Italian history is so funny. So, let's see. The interior house is a sarcophagus containing Dante's bones. And then it says 1519, when Pope Leo X authorized the transfer of the poet's bones to Florence, the monks of the nearby Franciscan monastery stole them away and kept them hidden for centuries. I think he was kind of like excommunicated or something. They were rediscovered by chance in 1865 and placed in the sarcophagus, where they still remain. He died on 13th to 14th September of 1321. It's so funny. There's a lot of stealing of bones and teeth and things. I like the way these people are just kind of blocking the entrance here. I don't know what this is. Oh, sotto questo tumulo le ossa di Dante. So his bones are here. Is this the sarcophagus? I don't know. I'm so confused by all this. What are these things? Cool. So she was explaining these, and I don't know. All right, school trips. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to go back to Piazza del Popolo. Do these kids know who Dante was? Have they read? Wow, I got here just in time. Oh my God. I'm really hungry. So Dante's house, here's a museum. I feel like I should read Dante. I think Dante was really important also in the development of the Italian language, modern Italian. He used the Tuscan dialect. I think he actually wrote it in a different dialect and then rewrote it again in Tuscan. And then that was the dialect that was chosen for the national language. Here at Office Kitchen, we have small fragments of knowledge that we stitch together. It's up to you, viewer, to do your own research. Go to the library or ask Claude. Piazza del Popolo, the People's Square. I have some time, so let's take a look back here. I like this old street. There's a bakery. Wow. Tutta Mantovana. There's a rice cake. Mantovana is from Mantova, which is Mantua. I was going to go there. Ciambella. These look like the Bruni Maboti. Bruni, no, Brutti ma buono. Brutti ma buoni. Ugly but beautiful. Ugly but delicious. From Sicily. Crostato con frolla di riso. Nice. I like that little, actually that would be a nice gift for my cousin. I'm going to Ravenna. I think I'm going to get one of those. It's very local. All right, I had to ask Claude if that was a good gift. He said, perfect. Great find. The tin is beautiful, and it's a local specialty from Romagna. But what a pretty street this is. This place. I don't know if I'm walking off my path or not. Piadina. All right, I guess I have to go back. But I love this. So this was a pasticceria. Now it's a clothing shop. Sometimes I just want to cry with this map because it makes no sense to me. Oh, now I'm getting directions. Turn right up here. But the arrow is facing to the side. It's moving along the blue dots that I'm following, but it's turned to the side. And then like it keeps changing the route. I have no idea where I'm going. It's a good thing I have a lot of time. But it's just like, what can you do? Because I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. And it's the only direction that I have. All right, so this is the Mercato Coperto. Oh, the cigarettes. I'm so sick of cigarettes. 3 weeks. All right, I think I'm on the right path now. So this is a pedestrian shopping street. These women with the baby carriages are dangerous. They'll run you over. So the thing with the other place, my second choice was really close to the station. This is kind of far. So I'm probably taking the 143 train back. I think this place opens at 12:15, and there's no way I'm going to be able to eat and catch a 12:43. So that decision has been solved. I'm really tired. I woke up in the middle of the night itchy. So that's the mausoleum. Here's the basilica that I went to earlier. So I just walked in a big circle. Anyway, so now I know it's about 15 minutes back to the station from here. And hopefully I can find a place to sit for a little while. I'm exhausted. Perfect. Look what I found. 2 minutes away. Oh, God. Oh, that's a pretty shot there, that building. All right. So this is a good story. It's so Italian. So Dante was from Florence, but he was exiled. I don't know why. I'll ask. So he died in Ravenna.
No, non c'eri, non c'eri. No, no, sono entrato. Ma ho detto che non c'eri.
He died in Ravenna, and his bones were here. So then the Florentines decided they wanted him back because it was kind of embarrassing that they had exiled one of the most famous Italian, or one of their most famous citizens. So they went to the tomb and they opened it and it was empty. The monks had stolen the bones and hidden them in the chapel next door. And then people forgot about them. They were discovered like a few hundred years later, right around the time of Italian unification. So I don't know if the tomb was there. I'm still foggy on the details, even though I just read it. I don't think I got the whole story. So Florence has several times said, come on, give them back, give them back. And people in Ravenna just keep saying, no, no. Florence even offered olive oil to keep the flame burning. I didn't see a flame, did you? So they accepted the olive oil, but they didn't give the bones back. It's so funny. All right, I got more information. So the tomb that's there now was built like 450 years after his death. There was a smaller, more modest monument there. So then I asked, why was he exiled? It was politics. He belonged to a faction called the White Guelphs, which were fighting against the Black Guelphs. And the Black Guelphs were backed by Bonifacio something. So he was out of town, out of Florence, and they charged him with different crimes, which were definitely trumped up. Interesting word there. So he didn't go back to face trial. And then they said if he ever returned to Florence, he would be put to death. So he lived for about 19 years more. He kind of traveled around Verona and Ravenna. He was hosted by different nobles in these cities. And he died here. So the tomb is near where his house was and built on the site of his original monument. So there you have it. That was an interesting little story. I didn't know I was going to get that little piece with mosaics. It's fun. I really like it here. You know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of some of the places I visited in Puglia, like the really popular places, Polignano a Mare and what's the other one, Monopoli. Were super touristy and really, very Disneylandy-ish. This is so much better. It has all this history, beautiful mosaics, monument, Dante's tombs. There's even more here that I'm not even scratching the surface of. These old medieval streets, this really nice shopping street here. And then like that cafe that I went to was very local. You know, there was a woman sitting there reading the newspaper. She probably goes there every morning and reads the paper. So it's a really great place. And it's also on the sea. So probably even close to beaches, I don't know. So it's nice. I think they're American. Nice shorts. I didn't bring any shorts with me, and I see everybody's wearing shorts. All the Italians. All this business that I got from ChatGPT about the way I was supposed to dress to not be judged. I see tourists wearing sandals, and I see Italians wearing shorts. All right, so I think the restaurant is just up here somewhere. Maybe up here. Piazzetta Gandhi. All right, let me check my map. I don't see it. All right, again, the map is just driving me crazy. I think I'm walking in the right direction. The arrow is pointing like over that way, but the blue dotted line is going this way. So I don't know what that means. Some lady just asked me for directions. She thought I was Italian. I passed. So it should be up here somewhere. Is that it over there? All right, that's it. I never would have found it if there hadn't been a picture. I just don't understand these maps. Like I'm right across the street. Why can't it just say you're right across the street from it? So I think they open at 12, but Google Maps says 12:15. And as I was walking here, Google Maps gave me an alert. It says they open at 12:15. How about you just focus on the directions? Get me to the place, and I'll deal with the timing issue. I have a bench outside. Oh, here it says they open at 12:30. Here it says 12 o'clock. Buongiorno. A che ora si apre?
Alle mezzogiorno e un quarto, tra 10 minuti.
Ah, ok. Ho prenotato.
Sì? Rick, giusto? Per
Sì, sì,
uno?
sì.
Prego. Preferisce qui o di qua?
Ah, posso?
Certo, prego.
Sta bene? Sta bene? Perché I'm early.
Yeah,
Sono...
sure, don't worry. You
Okay.
can sit.
Okay, grazie. Okay, really nice. So they have a couple specials. They have one that I kind of like the sound of. It is a vegetables with olive oil and salt. But she recommended this radicchio e bruciatini. It's radicchio with like a bacon, crunchy. And she recommended cappelletti and migno, which cappelletti are like tortellini, with a cream and asparagus sauce. And then she recommended this polpettone, which sounds kind of like a meatloaf stuffed with a porcini sauce. And I asked about the fave. Oh, I see. So here they have chicory. Chicory with oil and peperoncino. And then they have fave, which are like, it's like a puree. She also said the pacchetti are good. The sausage and artichoke. I'm going to ask Claude. All right, she's really nice. She speaks English. So I ordered this pinzimiento. It's just raw vegetables with olive oil. I'm not getting enough vegetables. So I could have gotten this arugula thing with bacon. She said it's also raw, but I wanted the chicory. So chicory and arugula, they're just so similar. So I'm gonna get the pinzimiento. It's like a crudité. And then cappelletti. There's a cappelletti. They're like tortellini with ragu. We had a long conversation about that. Could have gotten there with ragu or with a cream sauce with asparagus. And then chicory after. It's kind of my dessert. Chicory with garlic and peperoncino. And I guess I'll just get a coffee. She told me there's this other thing that I should see. It's mosaics on the floor. I'm going to ask Claude to see if I have time to do that before I get to the train. So I bought my ticket for 1:43, so I'll probably have some time. It was nice. They don't open until 12:30 officially, but she let me come in and sit down. Really, really nice. All right, so check this out. So I said, do we just drizzle the olive oil on top? She said, no, you put the olive oil in here and then you dip the vegetables. This is what we used to do when I was young, but also with pepper. That was a green onion. I thought it was celery. So good. So fresh. I love it. Cappelletti al Ragu. I can smell the wine. So a little bit different from tortellini. Looks like the shape. Oh, delicious. Oh my God, they're so good. Amazing. Oh my God, it's beautiful. First of all, they're so hot, but fresh pasta. It's a beautiful sauce. I think they're stuffed with cheese. So full of flavor. I brought Parmesan. I don't need any cheese. Just perfect. I'm entering a food coma, so I just canceled my chicory. I see this woman eating it. That's all she's eating is the chicory with bread. So I just can't. I couldn't finish all these vegetables. Barely gonna finish these cappelletti. They're so good. Well, I'm gonna say it. Food in Abruzzo was great, but it was kind of hit or miss. It was good though. But here, just consistently, everything I've had. In Bologna. And here. So I asked about Emilia-Romagna. So we're in Romagna. Bologna's in Emilia. Why? Two names, or one region, two names. It's Italy. They were combined, but they identify as separate regions. But administratively, they're together. And then Abruzzo, when I was young, we were from Abruzzi. It was the Abruzzi, plural. Now, it's Abruzzo and Molise. Abruzzo, it was separated in 1963. Molise is so small. There's a joke in Italy, Molise doesn't exist because it's really tiny. So I said, make sense of that. These two very distinct, very different regions combined, and then two regions that were, for some reason, together, separated, with one of them being so small that it's hardly known. That's Italy. So the dough on these is pretty thick. They're bigger than tortellini. It's the last one. I'm so full. All right, here we go. Last one. Amazing. Trattoria Ristorante Rustichello. I thought it was Bello al Rustichello. Really good. Oh, the station's that way? No, that's for cars. No. I think I go straight this way. That was so good. Absolutely amazing, delicious. Fantastico. Squisito. Bellissimo. Delizioso. Capolavoro. Really nice. She said they usually eat that on the holidays. I said, it must take so long to make. She said, no, not when you know how to do it. You just sit there with your grandmother. Really beautiful. She was really sweet. Waitress. Spoke English. All right, so I was going to go see these mosaics on the floor. They call them the stone carpet or something like that. I'm going through a city gate here. Into the old town. But it would be a real rush because it's 1:23, 17-minute walk to the station. So that's 30, 40. My train is at 43. I better book it. I hope I don't get lost. Because then I have to wait a whole other hour. So anyway, I was going to go see these mosaics, these floor mosaics. I looked at pictures. They're ancient Roman mosaics from a house. And they were just discovered again in 1990 when they were digging for a parking lot. That's what happens in Italy. Anytime you dig, you find something. There's just layers of civilization here. But I looked at the pictures. They're just basically like browns and tans. And you walk over them on a plexiglass floor. So to have to spend another hour here just to see that, not really worth it. So I'm going to the station. And hopefully I'll make this train. All right, I think that's the station. Straight ahead. Stazione. This map was like trying to take me through brick walls. I really don't understand it. Remind myself when I get back, look for YouTube videos on how to use Google Maps. Because I'm telling you, it's a making me crazy. Well, at least I got to walk off some of that food. The other restaurant I was going to go to is near the station. All right, well, that was a really fun day. I'm surprised. I always thought of Ravenna as just kind of this tiny little place. Very important historically, bigger than I thought. So I really just saw the old town, but there's more to it than that. And I just saw 4 monuments, amazing. But there's more than that. I just stayed at one place, amazing. But there's more than that. Romagna, food. I mean, you figure if this is where the Romans were. So definitely a place worth coming, and I would say a few days. You know, because what's it like when the tourists go home, the day trippers? It's really beautiful. So put it on your list, viewer. Forget Venice. How about Florence? I'll tell you about Florence after I go there. But honestly, I'm not looking forward to it because I just can't with the crowds. So, but forget Venice. I think Venice is just not possible anymore because you either have the streets are flooded or they're filled with tourists and now you have to pay a tax or a day trip fee or whatever. Forget the Amalfi Coast. Forget Cinque Terre. So much more in Italy to do and see. And she spoke English. I didn't expect that. All right, let me just check. I think the station is straight in front of me, but it could be right there. Let me check. I think I remember walking down this street. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Ciao for now. Bye-bye. Just had a minor heart attack because I saw Cappelletti. It was a bus to Bologna that was canceled same time. So my train, of course, is in retardo, 10 minutes. So I just rushed to get here. Italy. Anyway, at least my train is not canceled. Okay, look at the bright side. So 13:43, 10 minutes late.
Okay.
Platform 2. You see that? All right. Means I have an extra 10 minutes with the smokers. Fun. Wish me luck.
Io non avendolo mai saputo, non ho proprio conoscenza, ecco, perché
30
nessuno me
minutes.
l'ha detto, insomma.
She's been yakking.
Ok?
All right, so we made it a little bit late. I swear to God, that woman, she was on the phone almost the entire trip. She was sitting there scrolling through her phone looking for people to call next, loud as can be. And then she sat down and she's still on the phone. And then I got a photo of the guy. He was smoking on the platform, an hour trip. As soon as we were pulling into the station, he starts rolling his cigarette. Got to get ready to get that hit as soon as you get off the train. So here's what I'm thinking now, viewer. Should I miss the crosswalk? Anyway, I came all the way this way. I found there's a new entrance, or the easier entrance to the station. Also exit if I know how to find it. So here's what I'm thinking. You know, preparing for this trip. All these different Facebook groups and some of these people, it's just clickbait. They make all this stuff just to get you to click on it and react. But there's a lot of rules, right? So don't do this, don't do that. Don't wear sandals, don't wear shorts, don't eat your pasta with a spoon, don't put cheese on your seafood. You know what? Do whatever the hell you want. Because there's a cigarette right there. Because they smoke wherever the hell they want. And they talk on the phone wherever the hell they want. So you know what? It's the Wild West here. Just do what you want. Have fun. It really is fun. There's a cigarette right in front of me, walking back and forth, right in front of me. They don't care. All right, so have fun. It is fun. Beautiful country. Amazing things like what I did today. But if you expect people to act right, you're going to be sorely disappointed. I just don't get it. All right. That was my little addendum to this video. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.